I can't quite contain or explain my evil ways, or explain why I'm not sane. All I can say is this is your warning. I can't quite contain or explain my evil ways, or explain why I'm not sane. All I can say is this is your warning. Do well it say.
Warped Tour 2015 in Columbia, Maryland is where I went to see Set It Off. Once I met Jordan Sweeto at the Warped YouTubers tent, I automatically got a call or text from my mother saying Set It Off is playing soon. So I had to go back to the Journey stage to see them perform. My mother is also a dream catcher. That is what the band calls their fans. And so I went to go sit with her in the seats on the left side Journey stage. I don't quite remember what song they started with, but all I know is that even in hot temperatures, Cody Carson can still put forth all that energy he brings to the stage. Actually, they may have started with The Haunting, because I do remember hearing those lyrics, "Come on in, boy," said the Skeletons, sitting by her closet door. I saw them perform back in November 2014 at the Black Mass tour, and I already made a podcast about that one. One difference between this performance and the last one I saw in November is that they lost one member about a couple weeks, I think, before Warped Tour even started, Austin Kerr. Austin was the bassist. Set It Off was going to cancel their appearance entirely at Warped Tour, but decided to keep going without him. It is so hard to pick a song that is my absolute favorite of them to perform, because all of them are so good and energetic. Like how I talked about where Cody is energetic and crazy. When he performs, he just dances around and jumps off the stages and stands on the crowd. He just goes nuts. This one song to perform isn't that energetic, and I guess you can consider this one my favorite because of the meaning of it. This song is called Dreamcatcher, just like how their fans are called Dreamcatchers. Sadly, they did not perform this song, and that sucks because it was a song I was so excited to hear because it's so inspirational and sweet. It's okay that they didn't perform that song because they still had a great performance overall. Afterwards, we went and tried to meet them. We stood in line for a little bit, for I'd say a good 10 to 20 minutes, because I really wanted to meet Cody, because I didn't get to back in November at the Black Mass tour, and ever since then, I've always been wanting to meet him, and I just couldn't, and so I tried to now. But we were standing on a steep hill, and the sun is beaming on me. I still didn't get to meet him because, well, long story short, drink water when you go to Warped Tour. Drink a lot of water. I almost passed out and my legs were aching and I was lightheaded. So I didn't get to meet him, and that sucks. And it makes me sad because to this day, I also want to meet the drummer. Forgive me if I say his last name wrong because it's a weird last name. Max Danziger? I don't know. But I was so upset and I still am. Well, that's all I have to say about Set It Off's performances, but there's one little thing I have to, I guess, complain about. I forgot to say this in my Warped Tour podcast, but this is something I have to complain about. I forgot to mention this, but as I was leaving the venue, outside the gate, right outside the gate was Lynn Gunn, and I love her. And later afterwards at the hotel I was at, we were in this little restaurant, and the realization came to me when I was eating, and when I saw Lynn Gunn, I literally looked at my mother and I was like, "Mom, that girl looks so familiar." And I almost spit out my crab soup when I realized who she was, and I hate myself every day for it. I could have met her and hugged her and gotten a pic with her, but I was too lightheaded and tired to understand who she was, and I just hate myself. Anyway, done with my complaining. I'm so sorry. That was my podcast about Set It Off featuring my complaining. Next, I'll talk about the band Icon for Hire. See you then.